What the f is up, people? Excuse my language, guys. How's it going, everybody? What's going on? It is Monday, March 7th, and I remembered that without looking at the camera. So, good on me. Right? Yeah. What's up, guys? It's time for yet another video. But obviously, it's another video because basically you're watching it. So, if it wasn't another video, then you wouldn't be watching it, I guess, right? Anyway, what's going on, guys? First off, I want to say thank you to all my subscribers. If you haven't done so already and happen to stumble upon this video by any chance, go ahead and hit the subscribe button right up top there somewhere. It's right there. Keeping the international shoutouts going. What's up to everybody in Mexico? Hola, ¿cómo está? You know, bien. Awesome. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, so if you live somewhere and you're watching this video and you live there and you want to shout out to that nation, just tell me in the comment section below and I'll learn how to say what's up in that language if it's a different language. But I guess it's not a different language because I'm speaking in English and you're watching this video, so you obviously understand me, so you obviously speak English. I'm sorry for let's just keep going. I'm rambling. Also, one more thing before we start the video. You go ahead on my channel. I put up the what they call the moderators module. It's like if you want to see me talk about anything, any kind of topic, just go ahead and put it up and vote for a topic that are on there. It's on the page. Just go to my page, youtube.com/wrestlingking, and it'll be there. Just put a suggestion if you want me to talk about anything. It don't even have to be about wrestling. If it's not about wrestling, I'll do it on my other channel, which you guys should subscribe to, because I mean it's not like I put out videos in there often, but I'm starting to shoot stuff for it. So if you want to subscribe, then go ahead. And don't forget to follow me on Twitter. Link down there. Follow me on Twitter, guys. Seriously. Okay. Now that intro was long enough. Anyway, let's get into what this video is about. As you can tell from the title, I'm going to be talking about Wrestlemania 27 and the feuds and the build-up so far. What I think of them, what are my thoughts, should WWE do something differently, you know, all that kind of jazz. This is what I'm going to be talking about. Alright guys, this is take 2. Shot it the first time, it was way too long, so let's start again. Let's try and go this a little quicker, even though you guys probably didn't even see the first one. Anyway, so we start off, CM Punk or Randy Orton. We'll start on the Raw side of things. CM Punk versus Randy Orton. Not a big fan of Orton. I am a big fan of CM Punk, both on the mic and in the ring. I think it's an okay feud. I was watching this, it's called Chair Shot Reality on WrestleZone.com. It's very good, kind of back and forth wrestling show on that website, and they were talking about how Randy Orton has never really had a standout performance at WrestleMania, and I agree with that. There's never been a really good performance by Randy Orton on WrestleMania, and I don't think this is going to be much different, because even though CM Punk can definitely go in the ring, I think Randy Orton, again, his offense is just a little too slow, a little too plodding, but we'll see how it turns out. And I just feel as though this rivalry is once again Cena versus Nexus, except there's a new Nexus, and instead of Cena we have Orton. So I think that's definitely a problem that this rivalry has to overcome, the deja vu of it all. Well, they threw a new kind of stipulation into there where Randy Orton's going to be facing each member of Nexus for the next couple of weeks, and if he beats them, then that member will be banned from ringside. If that member wins, they will be allowed to be at ringside with CM Punk. So we'll see how this all turns out. I don't know. Alright, then we have Michael Cole versus Jerry Lawler. Now this match is a match between two announcers, and I gotta say, for a match between two announcers, this is actually not a bad rivalry. Like the war of words going on between these, it seems like they actually hate each other. And as Michael Cole made the transition from a kind of, you know, by the numbers commentator into a more heel announcer, it seemed as though the tension was always building, so it's a natural progression for them to have a match, and it just so happens it's going to be at WrestleMania. So good on Jerry the King Lawler for having his first match, even though he seemed like he kind of had to take what he got facing Michael Cole. But I'm definitely enjoying the feud between these guys, because it seems like they're hating each other is natural, and if it comes off natural, it suspends disbelief. And the number one thing to pro wrestling is suspending disbelief, making you believe. And I think these two actually, they're making magic in the ring. Now Jack Swagger was announced last week as the guy who's going to be in Michael Cole's corner, his trainer or whatever, and it sucks because Jack Swagger was a world heavyweight champion, and now he's reduced to being a manager for an announcer, which kind of sucks. But nonetheless, and that's a rant for a whole nother day. Jack Swagger should deserve so much more. Anyway, and the question is, who's going to be the referee? Could it be Alex Riley? I don't know. We'll find out on Raw. As again, if you're watching this after, you already know. And another question is, where does the announcing team go from here? Because I don't see Michael Cole being able to going back to announcing alongside Jerry Lawler, and I don't see Michael Cole in his heel capacity take so much concentration off of the rivalry and off of the story that's telling through whatever he's doing on the announcer table, that it really hurts the product. So I am interested to see where WWE goes. Does Jim Ross come back? I know a lot of you guys would like to see that, including myself. I would love to see that, but we'll see where it goes. I think Jim Ross, he needs to come back. Alright, then we have Miz versus John Cena, or should I say Cena versus The Rock, because it seems as though The Miz has been put on the back burner. He is an afterthought in this rivalry. I don't think WWE quite knew what they were getting into when they had The Rock and Cena go after each other, or when The Rock came out and did Cena. I don't think they knew, even though I don't know how they couldn't know. I don't think they knew in their head what it would become, because it's become a back and forth between John Cena and The Rock. All the way back there, that's The Miz. That's The Miz saying, what about me? I'm the WWE champ going into WrestleMania. So this is definitely a problem that WWE needs to address as far as this feud goes, because The Miz and Cena, that's not the rivalry. As far as I'm concerned, WWE needs to, dig in their pockets, pay The Rock some money, and have him have a match. Now, I don't think that's going to happen. Will Rock be a special guest referee? I don't think so. I don't think The Rock is going to be referee, because I think that just kind of gets kind of weird with that. But we'll see. It sucks for The Miz, because he's the WWE champion, and in a main event, this is like a main event match, like I would say, the WWE championship should be the main focus. John Cena should be wanting that WWE championship. The interaction between The Miz and John Cena that we've seen hasn't been on the level of a WrestleMania rivalry. Instead, WWE has put their effort into The Rock versus John Cena, which they know will not happen. So it's interesting to see where this is going to go. We'll find out. Let's go into the SmackDown side of things, because I think a lot of people who do these like WrestleMania kind of cards things, they don't watch SmackDown. So let's talk about SmackDown, because I think SmackDown has some interesting stuff too. Not one of those is the Core. The Core and Big Show is just annoying. Ever since the Core came to SmackDown, they've kind of been dead on arrival. Poor Wade Barrett, who was just main eventing pay-per-views when he was part of the Raw brand, that sucks for him, because he's now kind of like bottom feeder with the Core. The problem with the Core is that they're feuding with the Big Show. In order, as the old Nexus was successful, they were successful by facing top dogs in WWE. Big Show is not a top dog in WWE, and I think that especially if Big Show wins this matchup, like he completely destroyed the Straight Edge Society, if he wins this matchup at WrestleMania, whatever the match is going to be, that's going to be a big loss for the Core. I think the Core needs to win this matchup. There have been rumors that it's going to be Big Show versus the Core, and there have been rumors that Big Show is going to team up with Kane, or they might get a couple other people to make it a 4-on-4. We'll see how it turns out, but the Core needs to win this matchup if they're going to stay a dominant faction in WWE. There's no way that they can lose this matchup. Let's go on to Rey Mysterio versus Cody Rhodes. Now I gotta say, Cody Rhodes, money on the mic. Ever since he came back from his facial reconstruction surgery, it's just been a great character. We've seen a more maniacal, a more psychologically, mentally unstable guy, and his face obviously hasn't changed, but what he sees is a monster in the mirror. He thinks people are watching him and judging him and whatever, and I think this is a brand new facet, and I think it's much better than the dashing gimmick, because I think the dashing gimmick was good for laughs, but this is good for a push. Cody Rhodes has to be enjoying this, because I think WWE sees something in him that they haven't seen in him yet up until this point. So I hope they continue with this. Rey Mysterio, on the other hand, his character has been the same since he came to WWE. This is the problem with Rey Mysterio, and I'm not a Rey Mysterio hater at all, but I can see the criticism that a lot of people have with Rey Mysterio is that his character is the same. In all of his feuds, he seems like he's being the guy who's being wronged, as opposed to being, the guy who's going after the WWE Championship. All of his rivalries seems like he's the one being wronged, he's being the victim of everything. Rey Mysterio needs a character change, and I'm not saying heel. I wouldn't go so far as to say Rey Mysterio as a heel, but definitely Rey Mysterio needs something different, because I can't see him. I know he doesn't have that much longer in WWE, but I just can't see him going much more past this as the character that he is. With that being said, also, Rey Mysterio needs to lose his matchup. There's nothing that Rey Mysterio would gain by beating Cody Rhodes, but Cody Rhodes has everything to gain. If WWE makes Rey Mysterio win this matchup, it is just going to negate all the tension that Cody Rhodes is getting, and a lot of people see a lot of potential in Cody Rhodes. So Cody Rhodes needs to win this matchup. One X factor in this matchup is Dusty Rhodes. We saw him get involved on SmackDown. He helped Cody Rhodes attack Rey Mysterio, so we'll see how he gets involved with it. But I gotta say, this is one of the rivalries that I'm definitely looking forward to, and I think if they're given enough time, this could be a showstopper, or maybe even a show stealer. Who knows? Alright, let's go into World Heavyweight Championship. It's Del Rio versus Edge. Now, this matchup is a very simple rivalry. Del Rio won the championship and Edge is still the champion, or Del Rio won the Royal Rumble and Edge is still the champion, so they're going to have a matchup at WrestleMania. Very basic. There's really no story behind the matchup, and that kind of hurting the build-up. But it's great to see. It seems as though Del Rio is there's a more serious side to Del Rio when he's going back and forth with Edge. We saw the contract signing, we saw the beatdown, the obligatory contract signing beatdown. And did you notice in the contract signing the crowd chanting USA? Yeah, so Edge is not from America. He's from Canada. So you guys were basically, berating both of them because, Anyways, yeah, so the obligatory beatdown during the contract signing, Del Rio looked vicious and he looked like he was a serious contender for the World Heavyweight Championship. And the fact that Edge accidentally busted his nose made it look more devastating, which was great for Del Rio. Not so great for Edge, of course. And another question, Christian. Is he going to be thrown into this matchup? I don't think that they should throw Christian in this matchup. But if they did, it wouldn't be a bad idea. A lot of people see maybe Christian costing Edge the championship and having Del Rio win. A lot of people see Del Rio winning, Edge going on to feud with Drew McIntyre, which is the seeds have already been planted for that, and Del Rio and Christian fighting for the World Heavyweight Championship. That would be a pretty good prospect. But I don't know. I think Del Rio should definitely come out on top on WrestleMania. Del Rio deserves it. Give him the championship. Edge can't be champion all the time, so give Del Rio the championship. Alright, so then we have the main event of WrestleMania. It's Triple H versus The Undertaker. So what have we seen so far from this rivalry? Well, we've seen a stare down between them where they didn't say a word. We've seen Triple H on Raw address Undertaker and saying that he's going to kill the streak or he's going to die trying. We've seen Undertaker on SmackDown saying that Triple H is going to be just like the 18 other men he's beat, even though Triple H is one of the 18 men that he beat, and he beat Kane twice, so it's really not 18 men. Anyway, but yeah, we've seen that happen. So far we haven't seen much. The question is, are they going to become physically involved? Are they going to physically attack each other? Are they going to lay hands on each other before WrestleMania? The answer to that is probably not. WWE would probably want to save off on that. I gotta say, even though the rivalry is lacking, I gotta say that the intrigue is there. The intrigue of a Triple H versus Undertaker matchup, it's much better than maybe Undertaker versus Wade Barrett would have been. So, gotta take that. Will Shawn Michaels become involved? Will he be the referee? We'll find out. I don't really think they need that. I think Undertaker versus Triple H is fine enough on its own. A lot of the rumors going up before they even announced this match was that Triple H was coming to seek vengeance for Undertaker retiring his best friend Shawn Michaels. We haven't heard Triple H mention Shawn Michaels once as a reason for going after Undertaker, so I don't think Shawn Michaels is in it. We've seen a video package where Shawn Michaels discusses both guys and their in-ring abilities, but I don't think Shawn Michaels will be involved. But then again, he's going into the Hall of Fame and he'll be at WrestleMania, so we're gonna have to look out for that one. So far, with 4 weeks left in the WrestleMania build-up, we're not off to a bad start, and 4 weeks is a long time. WWE can add anything to any of these matches and really make them stand outish. And not that they're not right now, but I think 4 weeks is a nice amount of time for WWE to kind of beef up these rivalries and these feuds. Anyway, so enough of me talking. This video has been long enough, but it wasn't as long as the first take that I did, so that's good. Tell me what you guys think down below. What's your favorite rivalry? Which match are you looking forward most to? I would say right now, I don't really even know. I don't know. Miz versus Cena for the prospect of Rock getting involved. Bray versus Cody because I think that's going to be a really good matchup. Triple H versus these matches look really good. I don't know. We'll have to find out. But what's your favorite matchup? What's your favorite rivalry so far on this road to WrestleMania? Tell me down below. Tell me why. Tell me what's your least favorite, The Core and Big Show. That's probably what it's going to be. And thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you with another video. Don't forget the thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't. Comment. And I'll see you next time. Love you long time. Peace out.